This is our pitch. So, our theme and chosen year level. For our theme, we chose the ancient world, specifically ancient Egypt, and we are targeting this towards year sevens with our purpose in mind to educate students in year seven about the four major and significant events sequentially and highlighting its impact on both modern day society and the ancient civilization. So we aim to cover these dynasties in our four lessons. First, the early dynastic period, which will be done by me, the Middle Kingdom, which will be taught by Kate, the New Kingdom, which Gabriella will cover, and lastly, the late period done by Ruby.
So, if you're wondering why we chose year sevens, we chose year sevens because we really believe that they will be able to possess the independent ability to use platforms like Scratch to be able to guide themselves at a self directed place through our very interactive storyline that explores four dynasties that are required in the Victoria curriculum. So, the Victoria curriculum explicitly states that in year 7 and 8, students that are studying history are required to study the ancient modern times from 6000 BC to c. 650 AD. Additionally, they must be able to, in chronological order, analyze the cause and effects and explain and describe broad patterns and change over the periods of the ancient to modern world. Thus, through our very interactive timeline in a Scratch story, students are invited to submerge themselves in our interactive story that will guide them through four dynasties in ancient Egypt in chronological order to educate them on the cause and effects of certain social, economic, religious, and political beliefs in society in those four dynasties. Now, these major beliefs have resulted in very significant events that have also affected the ancient and modern world. Next to this slide, I've attached the actual Victoria curriculum, which states what we are doing in our game.
We are using the learning management systems Google Classroom and Scratch to deliver this content to the Year 7s. These technologies were chosen due to the comfortability for Year 7s and ourselves as educators. All members of our group were familiar with using Google Classroom through our own classroom experiences with it. And benefits of using Google Classroom are its organization, accessibility, and collaboration. And Scratch is an engaging platform which allows students to learn content through coded games and stories.
For our project, we work using the D School of Stanford five-stage design thinking process. We start off design thinking process by empathizing. We all agreed that in teaching and learning, we should be putting the students first. We all reflected and shared upon our personal and observed school experiences, how we learned best, what we enjoyed and what we didn't enjoy. Content-heavy subjects like history are often disseminated via long lectures and hefty readings, and this can easily become boring and undesirable. So through this, we developed questions like, what would Year 7s be interested in learning about ancient Egypt, and why is ancient Egypt so influential? Next, we defined a problem for us to work with, which was how might we teach ancient Egypt in a more interactive way? Now we've reached the ideate stage, and collectively we brainstorm different content focuses and ways to present them, following the wild practical Darling method of brainstorming ideas as described by Lee Wilson in our lectures. A wild idea we thought of was to do something surrounding the life and rule of the iconic Queen Cleopatra. A darling idea was to focus on different aspects of ancient Egyptian culture like language and hieroglyphics, music and art, food and tradition, clothing and class. And finally, our practical idea was to have a timeline of significant and major events during ancient Egypt to provide a holistic understanding of the ancient civilization, which is presented via an interactive storyboard.
Thank you for listening to our pitch, and we hope you're excited for our game as just as much as we are.